What up, guys? Wavy here, bringing you another terrible video. Now, I wanted to make this video for a while. I just really just didn't feel like it. I know people say they enjoy the story times. I enjoy making them. It's just like I really haven't had the energy to do, these story times because to me they're a little more. They require a little more energy to make than playing video game stuff. So, you know, I met this girl. I don't have a lot of time to go out. I work a lot. I may run into some girls. I may get a number at work, whatever. But I don't have a little time, so I take part in these meeting apps. So I meet this girl on this app. This is around the time I'm like pretty brand new to the Rhode Island area. Probably only been in Rhode Island about a month. I meet this girl. We're gonna call her Yuki. She's a thick, pretty Asian girl. So, I like Asians is my favorite, and I prefer my girls thick. Ain't nothing wrong. I like skinny girls. I like big girls. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Got a preference. So, our plan was basically after a couple of days of talking, she was a smoker. We planned to smoke and, start cooking in the kitchen. You feel me? So we make plans to meet. Now with me, when I meet new girls or girls online, I don't like to bring anyone directly to my house right away. I just don't necessarily feel comfortable because I had bad experiences of me bringing females to my house and, they expect more from me. Like, they feel like I owe them something. Like if they want a relationship, they feel like I owe them that. And, I have had females show up to my house on craziness. They may see me posting a female on Snap and they're like, oh, he got a girl. Like, even though we're not even dating. So we decided to get a hotel room. So we get it. So I go book the hotel room ahead of time and then I go pick her up. So I pick her up, we talk, we chat a bit, I roll up, we smoke, and then, we start heading to the room. We get there, I believe I brought one of my consoles, so, we watched anime. Oh yeah, we was watching anime, I remember specifically. Oh yeah, she actually introduced me to Darling in Franxx, I remember that. And that's why I got into Darling in Franxx. Oh, you gotta love O2. So, we're watching, we're smoking, and then we, start cooking. So when we start cooking, after like I want to say we go about 3 times, and then I tell her, oh yeah, so it's about time for us to leave. So when it's time for us to start leaving, I should really start scripting these by the way. When it's time for us to start leaving, I need to charge my phone. My phone's like on 5%. She's about a 30-minute drive. I need the GPS, blah, blah, blah. And I know when I plug my phone in the car, if I'm using it, it's not going to charge correctly. So I then, let her know, hey, I'm going to go get the charger or whatnot. I left the card. Yes, I left the card inside of there along with my jacket and like the rolling stuff. So when I do that and I go, I end up driving out backwards because I'm looking for I know I'm looking for my phone or whatever. No. I'm looking for my charger. I'm so sorry guys. I'm looking for my charger and I cannot find it. So there's a gas station because at the hotel there's a gas station like right there. Like I could see it from the parking lot. So I go over. So I didn't realize my phone dropped. So when I pull out, I drive my windows down. I hear like a crack or whatever. So I'm like, what the fuck was that? I'm thinking like I popped my tire. Maybe I damaged something. So I get out and look, and like underneath the tire, I can see my phone. So I'm like, shit. But I do have a backup phone. So I know how to get from my house from where we are. So I didn't go to my house and get the phone real quick and come back, whatever. When I get back to the room, I didn't knock on the door. At this point, it's been about 30, 45 minutes. I didn't knock on the door. She's not answering, whatever. So I'm like, what the fuck? All that's in there is a jacket and some rolling stuff. So there's really nothing important in there. So I'm thinking, okay, so is she like thinking that there's something in my jacket and she's trying to take something like, she's trying to steal from me or rob me or whatever the case may be. So it just gets to the point where I just leave. The very next day, she contacts me talking about, I left it there, blah, blah, blah. And I'm over here thinking like, okay, maybe she's trying to pull a second finesse because she didn't get nothing out of me. But she was talking about how she fell asleep, which is fair. Like at this point, y'all gotta realize it was like 1 o'clock in the morning, you know. So there's a good chance of her just laying there in the dark after getting, pipe and everything, smoking. There's a good chance, yeah, she was tired, so she just passed out. So I gave her the benefit of the doubt. After the back and forth, of texting and everything, when I get in the and yeah, when I get in the car the next day, I actually noticed her wallet. Weird that a female has a wallet. I never seen a female with a wallet before, but she has a wallet, and I'm like, the heck? It's the same color, so I thought it was mine first, and I look at it, I'm like, oh, this is not my wallet. So I open it, it's a picture of her and everything like that. So I'm like, oh, this is her wallet. So I didn't contact her because it's like, I planned on not talking to her, but I'm not gonna keep this. She had her social security card, all this important document stuff, and I'm like, you know what? I gotta return this stuff. So I contact her, and the way she's talking, she's making it seem like, and I see where she's coming from. She's making it seem like I'm gonna blackmail her, like, to like, hey, you gotta do this to get it. I'm just like, yo, I found your ID, blah blah blah, and like I was being very genuine about like, hey, do you want your ID, stuff like that. But she was coming at me a little disrespectfully, and I don't take disrespect well. So I'm like, yo, if you're gonna talk to me like that, yo, I can just toss it in the trash and you don't gotta get nothing. So I straight up told her like, yo, you gotta come at me correct. So we're talking, and eventually, we make an agreement to meet up and everything. We're talking some more in person, and we basically agree, like, I give it the benefit of the doubt. It is what it is. So after all that, we end up dating. Now we don't date right away, but we end up dating. So when I told her like, hey, but we smoking like every day. I come over, we smoke, we may drive around, whatever the case may be. Eventually, I just like, the vibe is mad cool. She's chill. So I was like, you know what? Do you want to go out? Like, do you want to make it official? She rejects me, but I'm not the petty type. Like, I'm not someone to get rejected and be like, because at the end of the day, we were friends mainly. So after that, I like 2-3 days after that, I'm still smoking with her, everything, like, back to back to back. And when we go, when we're smoking one day, she just, for some reason was like, kept talking about, I don't know, I could probably date. I'm not even talking about it. I already took the rejection, so I'm not even talking about it. So she's just like, yeah, I could probably date you, blah blah blah. And then eventually, I'm just smiling, whatever, not really responding to that comment. And she eventually just asks me out. So I'm like, alright, no doubt, bet. So we end up going out, and this was a complete waste of time. And the thing is, she was into me. Like, you could tell when someone's into you. I would kiss her, and she would like, I couldn't kiss her without her trying to cook in the kitchen. You see what I'm saying? I would kiss her, she wanted to cook in the kitchen. I would touch her a certain way, she wanted to cook in the kitchen. Like, she was clearly into me. So after like 2 weeks, she breaks up with me, and it's like, it wasn't like one of those situations where you're kind of, it's like, I know I didn't do anything wrong. Maybe she was expecting something from me, or I don't know what it was, but I know I didn't do anything wrong to this female. So I wasn't really trying to get into it with her. So she wanted to break up. So I just took it as, okay, she wants to break up. I'm not gonna, force this girl to be with me. So I was just like, all right, fine. I understand. I didn't want to ask her anything like that. It did get brought up later on in the friendship of her saying like, hey, she said she just has issues or whatever. Like, she never gave me like a real answer. It was one of those. So she's a really pretty girl. We're good now. We have no issues or whatever. We definitely get along. I think she's dating someone now. We haven't really talked like that, but we definitely are in good terms. But it was just wild to, meet this girl, jacket there. By the way, I never got that jacket back, because she ended up getting home. I never went back to get this jacket. Didn't care that much for the jacket. So I was just like, it is what it is. I'm not going to really get into the whole nitty gritty, whatever. So, yeah, it was definitely a very odd experience. But yeah, thank you for all the love and support, guys. I appreciate the views and everything. But I'll see you guys in the next video. I am working on another story time. But yeah, Wavy out.